Buddhist wisdom on sustainable living and the environment. Welcome to the Minimalist Monk. Today, we're exploring how Buddhist wisdom can guide us towards more sustainable, mindful living. In a world facing environmental challenges, many of us are searching for ways to live in harmony with nature and reduce our impact. Buddhism offers timeless insights that can inspire us to live sustainably, not just for ourselves, but for all living beings. In this video, we'll explore how core Buddhist teachings, like interconnectedness, compassion, and mindful consumption, can help us create a more balanced and eco-friendly lifestyle. Buddhism teaches us that all life is interconnected, and that our actions have ripple effects on everything around us. This sense of interbeing reminds us that harming the environment ultimately harms us. By embracing this wisdom, we can cultivate respect and care for the planet. This approach isn't about sacrifice. It's about shifting our mindset and finding joy in a life that's simpler, less wasteful, and more compassionate. Let's dive into some key Buddhist principles and how they can guide us in building a more sustainable world. Interconnectedness, seeing ourselves in nature. In Buddhism, one of the foundational teachings is the concept of interbeing. This means that all things are interconnected, and nothing exists independently. When we recognize that we are part of a greater whole, we start to see that what we do to the earth, we also do to ourselves. The trees, water, animals, and air are not separate from us. They sustain us, just as we influence them. Living sustainably begins with acknowledging this deep connection to nature. By understanding that the environment is not something out there, but rather part of who we are, we can cultivate a sense of respect and responsibility for it. Instead of seeing the natural world as a resource to be used, Buddhism teaches us to see it as something sacred, deserving of care and protection. This perspective helps us make choices that are less harmful and more supportive of the world we live in. When we understand interconnectedness, we naturally feel inspired to reduce waste, use resources mindfully, and minimize our environmental footprint. Every action we take, from the food we eat to the products we buy, becomes a way to honor our relationship with the planet. Mindful consumption, reducing our impact. Another key teaching in Buddhism is samavayama, or right effort, which encourages us to act with intention and avoid excess. Mindful consumption means making deliberate choices about what we consume, focusing on quality over quantity, and only taking what we truly need. This aligns closely with sustainable living, which promotes reducing waste and avoiding unnecessary consumption. In our consumer-driven world, it's easy to get caught up in wanting more products, more convenience, more comfort. But Buddhism encourages us to reflect on the impact of our consumption and to ask ourselves, do I really need this? Practicing mindful consumption can lead to greater contentment because we start to value experiences and relationships over material possessions. By choosing to live with less, we reduce the strain on the environment and also discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. For example, choosing to buy products that are eco-friendly, reusable, or made from sustainable materials allows us to align our values with our actions. When we support brands and businesses that care about the planet, we encourage more sustainable practices in the marketplace. This doesn't mean giving up everything. It's about finding balance and consuming in a way that respects both ourselves and the world around us. Compassion for all beings, embracing a plant-based lifestyle. Compassion, or karuna, is a central value in Buddhism. This compassion extends not only to people, but to all living beings. One way to embody compassion in our daily lives is by choosing a plant-based or vegetarian diet, which is gentler on the environment and reduces harm to animals. Animal agriculture is a significant contributor to environmental issues, including deforestation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. By reducing our consumption of animal products or switching to plant-based options, we can reduce our environmental impact and make a compassionate choice for the planet. This doesn't mean that everyone has to become vegetarian, but simply choosing to eat less meat or opting for sustainably sourced products can make a meaningful difference. A plant-based lifestyle encourages us to see all living beings as part of our interconnected world. When we choose to eat more plants, we nourish our bodies while also minimizing harm to animals and the environment. This compassionate approach not only benefits the planet, but also enhances our own well-being, as a plant-based diet has been shown to support better health and vitality, non-harm, and protecting the environment. The principle of ahimsa, or non-harm, is essential in Buddhism. It encourages us to avoid actions that cause harm to ourselves, others, and the environment. This concept can inspire us to adopt sustainable practices that minimize our ecological footprint, such as reducing plastic use, conserving water, and supporting renewable energy. Non-harm doesn't just apply to large, dramatic actions. It can be as simple as choosing a reusable water bottle instead of a plastic one, or conserving energy by turning off lights when they're not needed. These small actions, done consistently, add up to significant positive changes. When we practice non-harm, we contribute to a world that is healthier, cleaner, and more balanced. Protecting the environment can be seen as an act of love and respect for all beings. It's a way of honoring the interdependence of life and recognizing that, by caring for the earth, we're also caring for ourselves and future generations. Through non-harm, we shift from a mindset of dominance over nature to one of stewardship and reverence, finding joy in simplicity and nature. One of the most beautiful aspects of Buddhist wisdom is its emphasis on finding joy in simplicity. Buddhism teaches us that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating more, but from appreciating what we already have. By spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, and letting go of material desires, we can experience a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond what possessions can provide. Living simply allows us to appreciate the natural world and the simple pleasures it offers. Whether it's taking a walk in a park, breathing in fresh air, or listening to the sounds of a river, these experiences connect us to the earth and remind us of the abundance around us. Simplicity is a core aspect of sustainable living because it reduces waste, lowers our consumption, and helps us focus on what truly matters. The joy of simplicity is accessible to everyone, regardless of where they live or what they own. It's a reminder that by living with intention, we can find beauty in the present moment and discover that we already have everything we need to be happy. Cultivating awareness of our choices. Buddhism encourages us to live with awareness, which means paying attention to the impact of our choices. Every purchase, every meal, every action affects the planet in some way. When we cultivate awareness, we become more mindful of how our daily habits contribute to environmental challenges or solutions. This doesn't mean we need to be perfect. It's about making small, intentional changes that collectively make a difference. For instance, choosing products with minimal packaging, supporting local farmers, and recycling are all simple ways to live more sustainably. By bringing awareness to our choices, we start to see how small shifts in behavior can lead to meaningful, positive changes for the environment. Conclusion: building a sustainable future with Buddhist wisdom. Buddhist teachings offer timeless guidance for living sustainably and compassionately. By embracing interconnectedness, mindful consumption, compassion for all beings, non-harm, and simplicity, we can create a life that supports the well-being of the planet and all who inhabit it. Sustainable living isn't just a trend. It's a way of respecting the earth, honoring life, and ensuring a future for generations to come. Thank you for joining the Minimalist Monk as we explore the path to sustainable living inspired by Buddhist wisdom. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on mindful living, simplicity, and environmental care. Let's work together to make sustainable choices that honor our shared home, the earth.